Hi, Collective. Welcome to Intuitive Goddess Tarot 911. I'm Jenny. Welcome in or welcome back. Happy Thanksgiving. If you are in the US and you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you guys are doing amazing. Happy Thursday. So I was called to do an archetype reading. So I pulled the cards and figured out what they mean because it's a lot to just have you guys wait while I'm on camera. So I did it ahead of time. So I always say, if you've been here before, all these readings are timeless, and whenever you're seeing it, it's meant for you. So I was going to pull some charms as well. Let's see what we get. All right. So we got a smiley face and a key. The smiley face always makes me think of Forrest Gump when he makes the t-shirt. We got a skull, a 4-leaf clover, a butterfly, a cat, of course. We always got cat because I'm here. And then a Christmas tree, which is what I thought was going to come out. That's so funny. Okay. So the first card I got was called the Kiss. So I will show you this card. And then, so the Kiss meaning is sensual expressiveness, merging, inviting. True intimacy is around the corner. So that could be for somebody. Or you will recognize the presence of the divine by cold chills or hearing the whispers. So some of you could be psychic. I know I've always thought that when I get chills, it's usually from a song or it just depends on what it is. So I've always thought that, maybe my ancestors are with me. So it could be that for you, or it could be literally a message from the divine. Or you could be inviting in a mate. So it could be any one of those. So whatever fits for you. And then this card is the King. So the King, a few things. So divine leadership, service, nobility. He is either kind and positive, or he is oppressing the weak out of a need for control. It says when this card comes up, it could be a need for death of an ego. So flip it, switch it, however you like. I also feel like you could be dealing with a parental figure that is particularly difficult. And we'll get more into it, but it kind of, as we go on, it makes sense. So this one is the Destroyer. And so it says, swift and direct blows that redirect our life. The Destroyer has necessary work to do, but it's painful. And I also put the Tower because in the section where it talks about it, it says basically, buckle up, Buttercup. Basically, the universe is coming in to wreck something for you, is basically what it said. So that's not nice, but it happens to all of us. So, and this one, which is particularly beautiful, is the Mentor. So, this one says, focused, clear, bright, remains the student. And then it says, anytime the mentor forgets this humble nature, it falls into the shadow, and when the mentor views themselves as the source of enlightenment. So I feel like this is saying always be the student. We always have things to learn. And I actually said this to my son yesterday, that, about a family situation that we have, that I don't have all the answers. One thing I've learned at being the age of 51 is that I don't have all the answers. So, sometimes you just have to wait and sit back and see how you're going to feel about things. And then the other thing that I wrote down that I felt was important was seeking a mentor outside your family of origin. So, typically when we grow up, our parents are our mentors, and sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad, because it can teach us, depending on how you grew up, it can teach us bad self-destroying behaviors, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I think it's important to, when you do move out of the house or start your independent life, I think it's important to seek a teacher that you feel has qualities and things that you want to learn. Even if, let's say you meet someone that's very kind and business savvy. I don't know. I'm just making up things. But, that could be someone that you can learn a lot from. So we're going to get more information on this. But I think it's really interesting so far. And I don't know if you can see it, but in this Destroyer card, there's like a wolf or something in the background. So that could be significant. Owls could be significant. Space could be significant. So we're going to pull from my deck and see what else we can get as far as other information that you need to get the most out of this reading. So, Spirit, what do we need to know about the kiss? What does the collective need to know about this? You are the key to your success. Okay. So maybe that it could be a message from the divine that you are the actual key to what is happening. Then we got restore. You have healing energy and your confidence intimidates others. So all of those could be applicable to that. I would say if you're calling in a soulmate, that your healing energy could have very, very much a lot to do with that. And your confidence. And also, if you are getting whispers from the divine, I would say just to take time out to be silent and listen, because those messages will come through. Okay, and then underneath the king, you got negative Nancy or Karen, which that makes a lot of sense. So, and that's kind of how I was feeling, that you are dealing with someone who stomps on other people to make themselves feel better. And I literally cannot stand those types of people. I try every day to show up as my best self. I mean, it doesn't happen every day. We can't do that, right? It's just impossible to be, the sunlight 100% of the time. But, there are those people that just like to stomp on other people just for fun, I feel like, just so that they can feel better about themselves. Making you feel bad makes them feel better about themselves. We're going to take these because they were going to fly out. So, lessons are being taught to people that have targeted you. Yeah, whoever this specific person is for you, you could be a walking lesson. I should write that down. Your strength is mysterious to others. Yeah. I feel like you're someone who's experienced a lot of pain in their life, depending on what that is, and you keep getting back up, which is the key, right? We keep moving forward, and we let those towers teach us a lesson. Speak your truth. So maybe this person, this king, who is not acting in their divinity, maybe they need your truth. It doesn't have to be a harsh truth. It just can be the truth. Surprise. So it's underneath the destroyer. So maybe the tower is a good surprise. They don't always have to be bad surprises. I mean, it could be a good surprise for you. And then ground yourself in nature. Yes, I do recommend doing that. That could help. It could help you get through this tower situation, whatever this is. And this one was going to fly out. I am on my mission. Okay. So whoever you are, I feel like you are someone who is literally on a road of self-improvement. And sometimes people just don't like that. I don't know why people don't like it when people try to improve themselves. Doesn't make any sense to me. Rising star. Yes. I feel like energetically that you are someone who accepts challenges in your life and with grace and dignity generally. Like I said, we can't all be like that all the time. But, you know, I feel like you are someone that does that. Okay. Okay. So we got Killjoy underneath the Mentor. So this says to me that your family of origin, the people who were mentoring you there, were not mentoring you for your highest good. They were mentoring you in a way that makes them feel like they're in power. But they weren't mentoring you to raise you to be a good human being or to raise other good human beings. They were raising you to fail, basically. And then you got people are forming smear campaigns. Let them. Yep. Not my monkeys, not my circus. I don't get involved in any of that. People can say whatever they want about me. I don't care. I'm over here living my best life. I don't care what you're doing over there, and what you say doesn't affect me. So keep on smearing, people. It just makes you look worse. The people that walk around and talk bad about you, they are looking like morons because you're not saying a word, as you shouldn't, unless it's very necessary, in my opinion. And then they challenge you because you shine so bright, and Sagittarius. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. You could be dealing with someone with Sagittarian placements. I would think it's coming out because it's important, but let's get one more under that. So what else, Spirit? People want you in the Hangman position. Yes. So I think this is basically what I'm saying, right? Like, you shine so bright that people... What am I trying to say here? Your light angers their demons, basically. So you being your best self pisses these people off. So let's get a few more. Let's get one more under the kiss. Starseed vibes. You aren't from here. Yes, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, I feel intuitively like, I mean, this totally could be about you meeting your soulmate, but I feel intuitively it's about a spiritual journey that you are on for yourself. And I feel like you have had to deal with people who don't support your highest good. Digging for dirt. Yeah, these losers always do that. They're always digging for shit on you. Which, really, like, we only have one life, right? So you're going to spend, what, X amount of minutes out of your whole life digging dirt on me? Like, what does that say about you? Seriously. You are creating karma for your children. Change your path. I agree with that. So, this Sagittarius. So, karma is, I guess karma's circular, in my opinion. So, I feel like I always say, I'm always trying to put a coin in the karma bank. And it's not just for me, it's for my descendants, it's for my family, it's for the people around me. Because if you surround yourself with people with bad karma, it sticks to you like glue. And you don't want that. So I don't want to say, you have to cut those people out of your life, but just be prepared to deal with, the fallout because of it. Because you're literally attaching yourself to bad karma by dealing with bad people. That's my personal opinion. I mean, don't hate the messenger, but all right, let's get a couple of these and then we'll get some tarot. But I mean, this is kind of intuitively what I felt was going to be coming out, is that, you're using your intuition to guide you to where you need to go to, and only you can do that. Only you can trust your gut. And also, you're the key to all of this. So whatever you're doing, you're living in your light, and you're dealing with people with negative attitudes with grace. But it doesn't mean that you don't need to speak your truth. So we got asses. No, we didn't. We got ashes out of the first fire. What burned made way for purpose. You are not the ask. You are what rises from it. Yes. So that card keeps coming out. So I feel like you are a person who has reinvented yourself multiple times. You've started over. You've had to. People have tried to kick your dick into the dirt, and it just hasn't worked. And by dick, I mean, if you're a female, you still, I don't know. I say I have a dick. So the fawn. To begin is to be unguarded. To learn is to trust your trembling steps. Yes, so maybe it's hard for you to stand up to this person. Maybe it's hard for you to speak your truth. But once you do it, I feel energetically like you'll feel a lot better. And I'm not saying like you're saying this to put this person in their place. Maybe you are. But I think in the greater good, if bullies don't get knocked down, bullies continue to bully. That's all I'm saying. All right. The lantern bearer. When divine whispers pause, the living guide steps forward. Yeah, so maybe this is part of your guidance, is seeing this reading today. Maybe this is a message that you needed. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're learning from an animal. Maybe you're learning from an elder. Maybe you're learning from a child. We can learn so much from little kids. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Hear the silent drum. The call is quiet. The call is constant. The call is yours. Yes. So I feel like energetically, you're listening to the call. Whoever this person is that you're dealing with is not listening to the call. And life's a bitch when we all are going to die. So when you get to a point where, you are going to pass away, I feel like you would want to have everything tidied up, I guess, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? Like, you feeling like you've lived your best life, you've mentored as much as you could, you've, shed as much bright light as you could in your life. And I know so many people like that just when you are near them, they just shine. So, whoever you are, keep being the shining star in people's lives, because people need that. Okay, so what can you tell us, Spirit, that would make it more recognizable for the collective? So you got 4 of Swords, rest, exhaustion, retreat, sanctuary. Yes, I feel like you've had to choose yourself through this process, which sometimes we have to, right? I mean, we should choose ourselves a lot, but I feel like you were burdened by this person, whoever they are, and you had to, pull the swords out of yourself. 6 of Cups. So maybe this is coming out because you are thinking about past situations, past influences. Maybe you're in the process of looking for a mentor and thinking about the mentors that you had. Maybe that's all part of it. Because we have to process things, right? Everybody processes on a different level. So maybe that's just part of it too. Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like that's who you have turned into. And I know I always say this, there's no gender in tarot. So it's your Queen of Swords is you coming out with your truth, you being intelligent, you having purpose, you getting rid of things that aren't working for you or that are bad for you. And then Ace of Wands. Yeah, you are birthing something, whatever it is, whether it be a personal rebirth for yourself or whether it be, your spirituality. It could be that too. All right, can we get an outcome card, Spirit? This is beautiful. I mean, it's unfortunate that we all have to go through our lives. And I always say we all have to, but not everybody gets bullied by someone, but lots of people do. I would like to know the percentage of people that get bullied. Ace of Cups, that's your outcome card. Yeah, possibilities, endless possibilities. The world is your oyster. So I don't even think we have to get an advice card for this. So this reading was amazing. You know what's funny? I tried to do this twice yesterday, and I got up here and I struggled and started and restarted, and it just would not come out. So maybe it was meant to come out today. And I wasn't thinking about using the archetype tarot deck, so maybe that was the other thing, is that none of the decks were fitting the purpose. So anywho, so I hope you guys are doing amazing. I may come out and do another video later, but I think this is such a huge message right now. But anyway, thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your subscribes. You guys are amazing. I love seeing your comments, and you know, the channel is slowly growing. So I hope these messages are getting to who they need to get to, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday today if you celebrate, or just having a wonderful day in general. But definitely let me know if this resonates, and I will see you guys again. I love you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.